everybody. It's February 27th, 2021, and I'm heading down to camp, mainly because we cannot snowmobile in this weather. We've been snowmobiling probably the last 5 weekends in a row. We were hoping to get one more in this weekend, but it just wasn't going to happen with the rain coming in. There's still some snow down this direction, south of where our house is, and north of camp. I'm in between now. I'm heading to camp to check on the camper, check on the structure and stuff, the pavilion or whatever we're calling it, and we'll get some video and let everybody see what we got going on down there now. Finally, it's been a while since I've done any video down there for sure. But anyway, yeah, this rain is supposed to move out a little bit later in the day, so hopefully by the time I get to camp and get settled in there, the rain will stop and I can get outside and get some work done. I'd like to get the camper leveled out a little better. It's before the snow came, we got it drug up into the pavilion, but it really just was kind of drug in there, and where we were able to get it at the time was where it's landed. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll just level it better where it's at, or if we'll end up actually trying to move it around. I don't know how much snow is left down there. You can see here there's some decent banks, I guess. I think there's a little less snow down where camp is, but this is Holland, New York, one of our snowmobile trails. But yeah, they definitely got more snow last weekend than what we did at home or at camp, so their snow is holding up a little better. But with this rain, it says 34 now, but it's supposed to be mid-40s today, almost 50 I think tomorrow. So I think snowmobile season's over, unfortunately. But we did get 500 miles in this year, a little over, and I don't know how many rides that was, probably 7, 8 rides, but yeah. Alright, so I'll check back in when I get to camp, and I'm sure we're not going to be able to drive in to the driveway with the snow and stuff, so we'll be hiking in. Alright, see you when we get there. Alright, we're getting ready to pull in here at camp. Property starts right here at this first pine tree, but still got a little bit of snow up here. Not too bad, but definitely a little bit of a berm on the edge. We'll see what the driveway looks like up here. I have my winch, but I still don't know that I want to have the hassle of having to winch myself out of here. Alright, here's the driveway. Oh yeah, we're not that snowbank is 3 feet tall at least. We're just gonna trudge in, so this is where we're gonna park. I might move over a little bit, but I gotta switch shoes and we'll trudge down in there. Alright, now we gotta find the best spot to climb over. Snowbank is a little shorter over here, but we will just go straight up and over. Rigid. Bought sleds in a couple weekends ago. Kind of see what was left of the trail here. At least it's something packed to walk on. Plenty of rabbit tracks all over. See it, still there. Sweet. Let's make sure got the power on. Everything's on. So I'll show you real quick. I left this trench open, you can kind of see here. We ran a 30 amp line down, well, 30 amp, yeah, line, I guess, down there. There's a plug down there, I'll show you for the camper. All the snow came off the roof, which is nice. Kind of see the plug over there. So I gotta move that a little closer. Only got beeping going on in the camper because the power's on. But yeah, we're gonna move that plug a little closer. Maybe even get it under the structure, we'll see. Another project for this spring. Boy, there's a lot of snow on the roof. Yeah, it slid way off there too. It's kind of neat. This is it. Let me set my clothes down and I'll back up a little bit. Yeah, there's still a bunch of snow and ice. I was hoping that most of it would be gone under here, but I guess wishful thinking. It's under here. See water dripping. It must still have snow on top from when we moved it, I guess. I don't know. Not like the building's leaking. No, we'll climb up there and look, but I'm working on clearing that area out a little bit. Trying to envision, like right here is where we had a little burn pit. Got my stack of wood over there, the tractor's buried under the tarp there. Landing for my in-laws over there. And then this was all these pine trees. I trimmed the branches up so you can see down in here. We're gonna open all that little scrubby stuff up. Keep it like a lawn-ish type space. But there's still trudging through 6-8 inches here. Alright. So there it is. Like I said, we just got the camper in far enough to get it under the building, and we're gonna end up moving it, you know, right to this edge. Then we'll have a ton of space out, you know, in the front of the camper. Probably build a deck at some point, but we're just gonna, it needs leveling still, the grade. The building's twisted a little bit from what we wanted it. I wanted to like have it turn this way a little more, so it was straighter this way. But I think this was worked fine. It was my fault. I should have staked it out better for the guys that were down here because I wasn't here when they started it. But that's it. Let's spin around. It's 30 by 40. I'd say it's plenty big. The trusses, we were shooting for like 13 feet of clearance. I think he said we're right around 12. We're gonna add stone, so I think once we add the stone to help level things up, it'll be right around 12 feet up to the bottom of the trusses. So it'll work, but because it's twisted, like this back pole, the far back corner there should have been over about 8 feet, and it wouldn't have been so close to that big pine that I was hoping to keep, but we'll see. We might leave it, we might end up taking it down, but it's not something we need to worry about right away. So, but yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna go in, get the heat on, and get ready because I'm staying here overnight. And I gotta go to my in-laws to help them out with a few things, and then I'll be back here to see what we can get into. I don't know. Alright, so I made it into the camper. Not sure if I ever really videoed much in here, but one spot. Bathroom in there. Kitchen space. Dining room table, couch. Our huge 55-inch flat screen TV. And master bedroom up there. But when I turned off the camera last time, I came in, turned the heat on. We got a little infrared heater to help supplement the actual furnace, probably here running. But it was 33 when I got in here. It's been about 10-15 minutes and it's already almost 40. So not too bad, which it's 33 outside, so it's not like it's freezing cold. That it's a miracle that it's already warmed up so much. But yeah, this will be the view from the camper. We'll end up cleaning up some of the scrubby stuff and just have the big trees you know, down in there. I don't think we'll cut any actual trees down, just the brush underneath them. I want to keep as much around as we can. We'll, you know, probably brush hog or mow whatever I can reach with the tractor, especially down below there. It started clearing. We'll take out everything behind that little fir tree scrub wise. Again, we'll leave all the trees. I want to keep it as thick of trees as I can, but yeah, not many windows to look out in front of the camper, but you basically see up the driveway and you know, over towards my in-laws spot. But I think it'll work out just fine. All the heavy woods are up behind us here, and then you got the transition down to what I call the thicket down below. So, but the property slopes uphill all the way to the back. It's 14.5 acres, like a big square. Can't remember the dimensions on the outside of it, but we own quite a ways up through. View out the back camper. I don't know how easy it is to see through the screens and stuff, the dirty windows or whatever, but it's pretty thick through there. A lot of little trees. It's heavier another, I don't know, 30-40 feet back in. You can see where it gets a little bit bigger trees, but good mix of sugar maple, and there's some white pine, and there's a cluster of oak in one spot. We got a bunch of ash that's dying that I'll probably end up taking down. I think we have a few hemlock, which is one of my favorite trees. A couple cherries here and there. I'm sure there's a couple other species that I just am not thinking of right now. I think we have a couple poplar trees up above the trail here. But the oak, I think it's all red oak. The oak, the sugar maple, cherry, probably the white pine is what I really want to keep around. All these small trees between the transition is probably 95% this sugar maple. All these little saplings and, you know, 3-4 inch trees are all maple, so we'll probably thin them out. They'll naturally thin themselves out as the bigger ones overcome the little ones. The little ones will die, but so it'll be interesting to see the changes over the years. It's only been 1 year so far, and we've done a ton of changes here. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go head over to my in-laws. We're going to get a couple things done over there, and then we'll see what we can come over and get into here. The rain actually stopped for a minute while I had to go back up to the truck a couple times to get some of my gear, but we'll be making more trips. So I'll probably grab the chainsaw and do some cutting, but we'll let you know what we get into. We'll find something. That's the whole point of being down here, is to get something done. I didn't come down to just sit in the camper, so I'll let you know. Alright, back to camp. We're still not exactly sure what we're going to get into, but we're going to take some stuff down. So we have things to work with. I got Owen's sled in here still, so I think we're gonna pack up the chainsaw, gas, and oil for that, and rather than carrying it, it'd just be easier to drag the sled down the hill. Well, I don't have to drag it, I guess, right? It's downhill. So, all right, we're gonna get that loaded up real quick. All right, we're gonna take a little walk. Got the camper building here. We got a little logging road back here. I don't know, not everybody's seen, I guess, but some people. But I hunt out back this direction, and I had cut a bunch of trees down in December, end of December, after hunting season. Attempts to make like a little clearing for deer to kind of hang out, let some grass type stuff grow so they kind of have a reason to stop and hang out. But I don't think I'll do like a food plot necessarily, but I don't know, we'll get walking back there and I'll show you what we got. Luckily I took the snowmobiles through here. Kelly and I did. Kind of knocked down the snow a little bit. Makes it easier walking. Only sinking 2 or 3 inches versus 6 or 8. Alright, so you can kind of see out there where trees are laying down, stumps. This is my tree stand here. It was, you know, you could see in there pretty good, but there was no undergrowth, no grass or anything like that. So we're gonna get in there and just limb up these trees, chunk it up. I think I knocked them down so that the sap wouldn't be running in them like right now, like, because it's all maple. Yeah, I really don't know if this is a great setup or not, but I'll probably take a couple of these little trees out of the way too. I don't want to completely expose myself by cutting a big, you know, alleyway through here. But and we'll some of the scrubby stuff that's still out there on the edge to those pines, we'll clean that up too. But I think if we get that opened up, we'll get some grass growing in there, and if I keep it mowed down, they seem to like the whatever it is that grows when it's shorter, kept short, rather than like goldenrod and all that junk. But now maybe it'll give them a reason to hang out, because I know it's like a little corridor trail for those deer that run right down through that that row of pine trees here. They like, yeah, it's probably sheltered and feel protected in there. So
So I just saw something kind of neat or whatever. I knew the deer were in here this fall, but you see that tree before I dropped this maple on it. Definitely got some rubbing on there from a deer. A bunch of deer poop. There's another rub. It looks really low, but I'm settling in on like 6 or 8 inches of snow when I sink, so it's not as low as it actually looks with the snow. You can see in here it's like a highway for deer. It's easier to see. There's some here, some coming from there, some from that way, and they all funnel through here. So my thought is that if I got this opening with some grass here, that they might want to come out, you know, stop and munch on or whatever. I don't know, just I'm not much of a hunter, but I figure it can't hurt. Found a couple deer beds. One here, one up here a little bit. There. And there's deer tracks and deer poop everywhere in these pines. I've come down the, I don't know, about 30 yards is all. But it'd be really hard to see a shed in the snow, but I figure it can't hurt to just poke around. Alright, no luck finding any sheds, which kind of figured. Found a ton of deer beds. I showed you a couple, but I don't think it's a bad idea opening this up. I don't know if you can see my stand. I can't really see it, somewhere right in there. But for right-handed draw and shooting and whatever, I think that'll work out pretty good. And the fact that the little trail system comes right here on the edge of this big pine tree. Well, after trudging around, and this is really not very productive, I'm gonna hold off on cutting any more of this and just head back toward the camper. I think I can find something to do there that would be more productive than sitting here trying to trudge through the snow. I mean, there's spots where it's I don't know, almost to my knees, where I sink down in, and you know, it's just hard moving around in, and I'm fat and out of shape, so I can find something better to do with my time than fight with this. So I don't know, we'll go back and see what we find. Alright, well, I ended up going in doing a little editing. Hopefully get a little more video out for you guys. Well, you would have probably seen it by now, since I will be editing this stuff later, but you get the idea. Turned out to be pretty nice. Sunny. I don't know, it's probably 45 degrees or so. Pretty nice, but looks nice. So I come out just because it is nice, and it's only gonna be light out for a couple more hours, but really wanted to get something done out here, and I realized that the dirt here from when they did the holes on the posts, all the dirt is actually on top of the first snow we got. So I do have some stone. It's hard to see. It's like a river bank run or something they call it, but it's like a lot of mixed shape sizes of stone. But that's actually underneath this ice, so I'm gonna try to shovel up a bunch of this dirt so I don't get it all mixed in with the stone now, because it looks like I'm gonna be able to get it scraped out pretty quick. I'll keep it all separated with that layer of ice. So unique time to be able to do that and take advantage. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do real quick. we got this cleaned up a little bit. There's still a little bit of mud here and there, but it's never gonna get it all. Another reason why I wanted to get all this shoveled up was just some of these holes, and they backfilled them. They had snowed, and a lot of snow got mixed in with the dirt. That one's, if you can see it or not, but definitely sinking in around there a little bit. Where these other ones, if they start doing that, at least I got a nice little pile of dirt can settle in there as things thaw out. All right, well, it's the next morning. It's Sunday the 28th, I guess. Didn't do a whole lot more yesterday. I did get this cleaned up a bit, like I showed you before. I think what we're gonna try to do today is work down in this area. I want to clear this area like I cleared this area down here. Now there's a lot of scrubby stuff in there that the brush hog will easily wipe out, and then we'll eventually start mowing and keeping that area down there open. But I want to do that all the way across through to about, I don't know, right in here where that line of kind of a wall of trees start. So, but I want to be able to get down pretty deep in there to just have like open, quote unquote, lawn space, I guess. But I'm gonna leave a lot of the decent sized trees. It's just a matter of cleaning out like the underbrush. So I think what we're gonna do now is go in and just nip all that stuff up. I'm gonna leave some stumps up higher so I can get to them easy to yank them out. You know, after everything thaws out, and just get some piles set up so it's easy to burn come springtime, and then we'll see what we have. So probably set up like a time lapse or something just to whittle through it quick. All right, well, we got a little bit done. I don't know how much of a difference it is, but I'll have to look and see on the footage, but it's got to be helping some. We'll go down to those next row of pine trees. Basically, there's a lot of the little trees between me and the pine trees here are maple. We'll probably leave all those if they're, you know, more than 2 or 3 inches in diameter. But the rest of it's all just scrubby stuff that will end up coming down like we've been doing. A lot of little stumps and things that'll have to come out. A lot more scrubby stuff here. But yeah, it's just started sprinkling, and there's a pretty good rain cell coming behind it, so I'm not gonna get soaked in the cold like this. It's almost an hour's worth of stuff. Man, it's hard trudging through the snow. I was knee deep back there as a drift in the last area I was working, so I don't know, we'll slowly build up the tolerance to be able to do this work again, I guess, with the ability. But this side we'll probably leave pretty much the way it is, maybe just brush hog some of this little stuff, but I'm not, you know, whatever I can reach. I'm not going that far in there. Out further is more of like where I want to save for hunting type stuff, so that's the deeper part of the property that way. But we're getting there. Yeah, might see a difference, but it'll be neat if all this area, minus the big trees, is just kind of an open, nice area to use. I think we're going to end up doing a fire pit maybe down in that direction. We were burning up here near the corner of the building. That's obviously going to change. All right, well, this is probably going to wrap it up. With the rain coming, I got to walk up the hill to the truck with all my stuff from the weekend, and I don't feel like being soaked in this cold, so I'd say it's better than nothing. I don't know, it wasn't a lot of work here, but I'm still glad I came because I love being down here. So just like to make it worth my while to be here and get a little bit done. So, all right, well, hope you liked it. And if you did, hit the like button. Appreciate it. And we'll chime in next time and see what else we come down here and do. I'm hoping to be down next weekend, but all depends on what the weather is doing. So, all right, see ya. We'll let you guys see the struggle of getting out of here. I have no faith that all of the stuff on the cart is going to stay. Let me show you. This is all the gear I brought in. Well, not gear, but like food, chainsaw, my garbage, my coat. Got my clothes and stuff in my old grocery bag here. I have very little faith that it's all going to stay the whole walk up, but we'll see what happens. We made it. And everything's still here. I don't know how it all stayed, but it did. We got it. It's those little things, little victories. All right, see ya.